reacting to Baby Metal with Death Punch. Oh wow, I said that all messed up. 5-Finger Death Punch featuring Baby Metal. As you can see, I'm a pretty big Baby Metal fan. If you don't know who I am Alan. I am a sound engineer and a musician. This is the very first video of this channel, so this is the launch of the channel. Welcome. I have a music school here that I am recording out of right now, and we're going to check out this track, break it down. We're going to check out all the individual tracks, listen to the song. This is my first time hearing the song ever, according to Revolver Magazine and Loudwire. This is the 2025 version because there is another version. So this is a reimagined version with Baby Metal on it. The original, The End, appeared on 5-Finger Death Punch's 2022 album Afterlife. So this new version was released on September 5th, 2025 as the first single from their compilation album Best Of Volume 2, which consists of re-recordings of many of their signature songs. So why are they doing the re-recording? The band actually opted to re-record these tracks after discovering that their previous record label had sold their original masters without their awareness. This project gives them the chance to reclaim ownership of their work. Baby Metal's vocalist, Sue Metal, one of my favorite singers ever, adds Japanese lyrics inspired by the original ones and contributes a contrasting vocal style, especially in the section where her voice builds into Ivan Moody's growled vocals, a moment that both artists have highlighted as especially powerful. Now, I've never been the biggest fan of 5-Finger Death Punch, but since I've gotten older and went back and rediscovered older music, I now have a new appreciation for even bands that I didn't like in the past. So I'm going to be going into this with a completely open mind, and maybe 5-Finger Death Punch will change my mind.
It's hard to tell these days in which way that we're falling. I'm not sure anymore what's right or what is wrong. It hurts to feel, to think, to know I may be nothing.
I love how he's singing right here, where it's almost like like he's getting that part of that tone in his voice from singing so low. And I got to give this guy mad props for singing that low in volume and having such clear articulation with his voice. Let's solo that out real quick.
I'm not sure anymore what's right or what is wrong.
What is wrong? What is wrong? Like, but he makes it sound so good. I sound like shit, but he makes it sound so good.
It hurts to feel, to think, to know I may be nothing.
Love the effects that they have on his voice. It fits this acoustic guitar that's going on in here very, very well. As I isolate, not the guitar.
It's just to wish that
matches it very well. Oh, I've heard this song. I've actually heard this one. Okay, that's cool. I remember the original. This is a really solid song. This is one of the songs that I enjoyed a lot from this band. That's awesome. Springs coming in there. Love that she's just coming in with Japanese, like we just read about in the intro of this video. I knew it was just going to be Japanese only, but I think I've got so used to her singing in English lately that it's been a minute just hearing her sing full Japanese, which is a lie. I just saw her in Japan, so I didn't get to hear her sing in Japanese, but it's cool to see it on a different song. My only gripe is that it is pretty low in the mix, in my opinion. Let me know what you all think down below. That's pretty low in the mix. So let's solo her vocals out so we can really hear her. And I'll show you how I would put it in the mix. We'll raise it up a little bit, add a little bit EQ. afterwards near the end of the song. I'll show you how I would mix it in.
みんなは明日を追いかけ一生懸命に走り続けてきた一瞬で消えゆく星屑のように儚い
Ooh, she's using a very low tone in her voice. And I love it when Sue goes low. Maybe it's just because I've heard her sing in higher ranges for so long. So her to drop her voice lower than usual is always so nice for me to hear. It's such a cool contrast. It's just like the song that she did with Spirit Box. I love that song because of her vocals, the way, and not only the notes that she chooses for that song, but she does a lot of lower tones in that. And she's doing that with Five Finger Death Punch also in this collab. And I think that's maybe why her voice sits a little back in the mix, because she normally has a higher register, so it like cuts right through. But they could have easily fixed that with EQ, and like I said, I'll show you at the end how I would fix that.
夢と知る誰も気づかない世界の中で
Locking up the sky.
I got so lost in her voice that I forgot to put the rest of the music in there. Wait, let's hear his voice. Actually, his voice sounds really cool. He's going up a little bit. Those harmonies.
Locking up the sky.
And I just realized I didn't even have the backing track vocals in here. Let's add those in there.
一瞬で消えゆく星屑のように
Ooh, love those harmonies.
儚い夢と
Hell yeah.
知る誰も気づかない世界の中で
Locking up the sky and let the arrows fly. It's never over.
Ooh, I love Moody's vocals right there. I like that little rasp in his voice right at the edge, right at the tail end of the wave of the sound. It's awesome.
Not till it's over. Outside looking in. When do the nightmares end? Over and over. Until it's over.
一回かけて祈りを捧げ
So the way that Sue's voice sits right here is perfect. This is what I think it should have been done earlier in the song. I'm being very picky here. It's really good, and probably nobody would notice anything that I'm talking about right now. But that's just my preference. Right now, this is badass. I love it. Again, the song's very familiar for me too, and this was one of the songs I really enjoyed by Five Finger Death Punch. So great start getting back into this band.
誰も知らない未来ならば願いをかけて命を捧げ全てが消えても構わない構わない構わない全てが消えても
Locking out the sky and let the arrows fly. It's never over. Not till it's over. Outside looking in. When do the nightmares end? Over and over. Until it's over. Just start it over. Until it's over. Over and over. The end.
Ooh. Love that break in the song. That break in the song was so good. Absolutely enjoyed that. Also, Moody has a hell of a voice. He snuck some really complicated vocal phrases right before that breakdown went in. He did this really low type of vocals that was so badass because he was able to add that tone on his voice, also keeping like that mass type of voice over it when he's going in the low end. And it sounded really badass right before that break. Let's see if we can get that soloed right there.
全て
See, he has this low vocals like in the back of Sue's voice.
構わない
To the ground.
構わない構わない
He's like almost throat singing.
全てが消えても
Down. I can't even do it. Down. Takes a lot of skills. Just saying, to get that low range. You know, some people say it's once you get the low range down, you actually can do highs pretty well. So I'd be curious to hear some songs with him just doing crazy highs. Is there a song with Moody doing crazy highs? If there is, let me know. Let me know. Okay, let's get back to the song. Yo, his low range is crazy. To have that much character to his low voice is crazy. It reminds me, there's a vocalist, and I can't remember his name. It's from the Pentatonics. You probably will know who I'm talking about there. You have a low range vocalist in there that is just absolutely incredible. It reminds me of that. He could do some really cool pentatonic songs probably. He could probably join that group and absolutely crush it in the baritone level of singing on that. That was a really, really, really good song. I enjoyed it, and I like it more with Sue in there. I love the dynamic between both their vocals, which makes me enjoy the song even more, where the original song just has Moody's vocals. But I am a huge fan of a contrast between a female vocals and male vocals. For some reason, it's my favorite thing to listen to. I like hearing the contrast of them working together rather than just having one or the other. That's why I love bands that have a female vocalist and a male vocalist in it. I think it's badass, in my opinion. Now, there's a lot of people that are not liking these collabs, and I really enjoy them. I really enjoy the collabs. I'm not too worried about them, Baby Metal, not doing more original songs or more just Baby Metal songs. I think these collabs are really cool. I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. I think they're making songs better. Look, they jumped on this redo of this song, and they're making it sound better, in my opinion. Let's get back to the part where the vocals are a little bit low, and I'll show you what I would do for that. So the guitar is really heavy here, and sometimes you have fighting frequencies when it comes to this. So what we're going to do is just listen to these high vocals. So yeah, so what I would do here is probably just pull up an EQ. You know, this is how we can see where the ranges are coming in. It'll give us a visual to that also. I'll have to do this a while. You can hear it in the audio. So this frequency right here, the 2K, 3K range, is where it's very audible to our ears, but if you use too much of it, you get ear fatigue right away. You ever go to a concert and you didn't move around as much, you just listen to the band play, and then you feel extremely tired afterwards because you didn't have earplugs in? Those high frequencies will actually make you feel physically tired because your brain is trying to process that higher audio. So you do have to be careful about how much 2K, 3K range you put in a song. And what probably happened here is they were thinking, you know what, there's probably too much in the song, but I think we could do a little bit of a bump there. All right, so nothing crazy. We're gonna see how this blends in better. His vocals are mixed flawlessly. All right, so here's the difference. It's very subtle. It puts it up just a little bit in the mix. You can see how it falls behind. So I didn't really raise the volume of the vocals. I've just made it so it cuts through better. So here's an A and B to it. More present. You can see as I turn it off, it immediately drops to the back. So that's all I would have done. Very, very minor edit right there. And this would have been, in my opinion, better. I didn't even raise the volume of the guitar or anything. I just put it back. I was going to mess with that, but I just zeroed it back out. I think that works better. Let me know what you all think. If you guys enjoy this type of content, consider joining our Patreon to help support this channel even further. To support us for free, check out my original music. I got a pin down below. And make sure you support these bands. I'll leave the links to their channel also in the description. See you in the next one. See you!